Hi everyone, Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat, back with another Festive Friday video and back to the same as last week basically, because I filmed it straight after, well, about 2 hours after. I'm using the Kendra's Card Challenge kits that I have made up, and in this session I managed 2 cards and then I had to run off and go and make tea. So, and watch Strictly actually, because it was a Saturday. So, yeah, only 2 cards in this session, not 3, and I did card 7 and card 9. And it took me a little while, I will admit, to do card 7 because, yeah, it's a bit fiddly and I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing. And yeah, these 3 squares, which I have corner rounded, which became a little bit of a theme of these 2 cards, actually should have been circles, but I haven't got a 1-inch circle punch or a 1-inch circle die that I could be bothered hunting out. I have got a 1-inch circle die somewhere, but I couldn't be bothered hunting it out to do it. So yeah, I ended up just corner rounding and making the squares, and then because I hadn't cut the banner quite long enough, they're all quite close to each other. But it doesn't matter because I end up mainly covering them with my acetate pieces. So for those who haven't seen the previous videos, I did a video showing you me cutting apart all the papers and layers ready and organising it ready to do these crafting sessions. So there's a video for that. There's also a video for the first 3 cards in this card sketches, and then another video for the next 3 card sketches. And that's been over the course of the last, I'm just thinking about when I'm recording this and when I'm going to upload it, over the course of the month. So it only got released in October, this KCC 20. So I started this probably the first weekend of October, probably when I did the first lot of videos. Might not have actually shared them on the channel until a little bit later. Anyway. Okay, so I'm using, for this particular one, all of my Kingston Crafts papers from the Christmas pad, along with the coordinating solids that are also in that pad. And then I'm using all of the acetate pieces. As you can see here, I am fiddling with things, but all the acetate pieces that are in those vellum and acetate kits, which I absolutely love, and there's so many of them. You can probably see off to the left-hand side, I have sorted these out of a sort. I've put them into individual little pouches, sort of by theme. It took me ages. I did it while I was watching telly, so it was fun, but it did take me ages. And did I regret my life choices at the time? Yes, I probably did. But it does mean that actually it's a lot easier now for me to just grab and go a pouch, and that'll work because I know that that's where all the baubles are or whatever. So this one, as I say, was a bit fiddly because of all those strings that go underneath the baubles, and keeping them straight, especially because the acetate's quite slidey, isn't it? So until things have completely dried, it's really difficult and they will tend to move around. But I really love the final result of that card. And then this one, I kind of kept simple, as in it is just that one piece of the pattern paper, but I fiddled around a little bit with this sentiment and I didn't do a great job of gluing it down. So the acetate, especially the white acetate, tends to show through the glue, and I should have used a different glue. What I should have used was the fabulous Kingston Crafts little tape runner adhesive thing. That doesn't show through, but I didn't use that. So I used normal glue at first and it kind of was showing through. So I thought, right, I'm just going to layer it up. And this time I used my ATG, and again, I can sort of see it through, but it's not as prominent as it was on the first layer. So that acetate sentiment is now 2 acetates deep, plus it's got a backing. And I decided I didn't want to keep the peach as it was, and I wanted to grunge it up a little bit. So I inked it up with some, I think it's the Calypso Coral ink, and then I splattered some water, and then I took this rose gold shimmer ink, watered that down, and also did splatters over the pattern paper and the background. I did need to just heat this just because I knew I was running out of time and I didn't have time to just let it wait and dry naturally, but that's fine. Sometimes we just need to speed up the process, don't we? So I decided that I wanted it with the smaller print of the trees on the front, and then I decided I wanted these floral elements that I knew were in the kit somewhere. I ended up taking that smaller floral element off. There we go, but I do end up using it on the inside. And then I added in some green snowflakes for just to add to those clusters. So I've got the three elements going around the sentiment sort of main focal banner with a snowflake in each and one of these floral clusters in each. And then I'm going to use my foam adhesive to add to the focal feature to raise it up. But I decided I'd quite like to add some twine just to soften it and have another texture in there. So I just did a little nest of that same. It's actually like a waxed thread rather than a twine, but you know what I mean. And it's kind of a natural colour, and so it works with the rest of the papers. And this one, I decided to make my card base bigger. So this is a 5 3/4 inch square, so it'll fit perfectly in a 6x6 envelope. And I decided that one I wanted to be bigger, whereas the other one I wanted to keep as the American size, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Both of them I made the card blanks out of the papers that are still in the pad. There's still loads in that pad, so I've got loads left over. And as you can see, I did go and ferret out that extra floral element to go on the inside. For both of them on the inside, I added a white panel, and then I added a floral element. Oh, sorry, no, I only added a floral element to the flower one. I didn't add anything else to the other one. I just added a strip of pattern paper. That was what I did. So I hope you enjoyed that. As I say, 2 smaller projects rather than 3, but they're such good fun to put these together, and it's so easy because everything coordinates nicely. So please do like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.